Hey guys, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome to my new series of videos, The Rewrite, where I take a film for an already existing universe and give my personal rewritten view on how I feel it should have gone, because either it's got canon issues, or I feel it's just not quite as good as the rest of the films established in the universe. And the first one I will be tackling is Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Okay, to start with, the intro to The Phantom, in my opinion, is fine. The political aspect of the Star Wars prequels is smart, because if you remember, in the first Star Wars film, the Empire were trying to end democracy to harden their hold on the universe. So I think it's a nice mirror to oppose the originals with the idea the villains of the prequels are using democracy to help them gain control in the universe, which is pretty cool. So, let's skip ahead a bit to when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon have a small chat before the Trade Federation try to kill them. In my version of this conversation, Qui-Gon talks to Obi-Wan about him almost graduating to Jedi Knight, and Obi-Wan thanks Qui-Gon for helping him prepare for Yoda's final test, as Yoda is the teacher of all Padawans, and Jedis like Qui-Gon only mentor, not train them, to coincide with what Obi-Wan said originally in Empire Strikes Back. And the next scene is when they're escaping. In this version, they go to Alderaan, not Naboo. This change isn't my idea, it's actually from a video I watched by the YouTuber of Belated Media. I'll leave a link in this video below. In it, he states it'd be better to change Naboo into Alderaan and establish that Padme came from there, so when it's blown up in A New Hope, we have more of a connection to it. Instead of it just being a planet that we just get seen blown up, and the only reason we're meant to have an emotional connection is because of Leia. And also because the Death Star can blow up planets. So because of this, I thought it'd be a great thing to put into my video. So, once Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon get to Alderaan, they find that the Federation have begun to take over, so they go on a mission to rescue the Queen and get her somewhere safe. And then have this awesome 2-minute scene of Obi-Wan looking badass in his younger years, so that people, if they watch the films from 1 to 6, will see the transition of his character from an amazing Jedi fighter to this frail old man by New Hope. And as you can figure out by this point, I've totally got rid of the whole Gungan storyline, because I feel that Jar Jar doesn't drive the plot enough, and I don't feel any justification for having him in this film. So, they go to escape Alderaan with the Queen, but realise they need somewhere to hide. So they head to Coruscant, but their ship gets damaged leaving orbit, and they need somewhere to repair it. So they end up hiding on a backwater planet, Tatooine. Now as you can see, this is basically the same as the original film, except Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon stay together when they get to Tatooine, and the Queen and her royal guard stay on the ship. So Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon go to a part cellar, and they find that there is a teenage boy working there, who you guessed is Anakin. Now I've changed Anakin's age so that he parallels Luke, so it shows that they kind of began their journeys at the same time. And I also think it's more important to have Anakin and Padme around the same age together, so when they do end up together, it's not as weird. Anyway, so we get the whole Republican credits will do fine. No, they won't. See, which I love, because it just shows that a Jedi cannot just simply mind trick a problem away, which is then referenced in Return of the Jedi. So by this point they find they need another way of getting the money. And they find out on this planet there are races and people bet large amounts on them. But only someone who has won previous races may compete. We then find out that Anakin is actually a slave to the shop owner, and he has won previous races. And by winning this one, he will become free himself and will use the prize money to free his mother. So Qui-Gon bets on Anakin and tells the shopkeeper that if Anakin wins, he gets the parts to his ship. But if Anakin loses, he will give up his servant Obi-Wan, and the shopkeeper may have his ship as well. And with this, the shopkeeper agrees. We then get a scene with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, where Obi-Wan asks, "Why do you have such confidence in this young man?" And Qui-Gon states he has sensed a strong pull on the Force from him. Just on a side note, Obi-Wan is about the same age as Anakin is in this film, but Qui-Gon is closer to Ben Kenobi's age. Obi-Wan then asks, "But I do not sense anything." And Qui-Gon says, "There is still much for you to learn if you are to pass Master Yoda's final test." The next scene is the pod race, which I will be keeping the same, except a small scene before we would see be the shopkeeper that messes with Anakin's ride, not the other alien. Because obviously this scene helps to show that Anakin has already got the odds against him. But, nevertheless, Anakin would win the race. And it'd be Obi-Wan that would approach him and suggest that he comes with them to learn to be a Jedi. Because he has sensed firsthand how strong in the Force Anakin has become. Qui-Gon is convinced, and Anakin's mum convinces Anakin of this. And so, Anakin leaves with them. So Anakin goes with them, but Qui-Gon talks to Anakin and says, "There is a chance the Council will not train you, because of your age." This is just to give an indication about the Jedi have a limitation on what age they can train someone. So, they go to Coruscant and talk to the Council, first on the Alderaan crisis, and then about Anakin. The Council tests Anakin, and yet, Yoda agrees to train him, because he has sensed how strong and how gifted he is in the Force. And someone who is this powerful should be taught in the ways of the light, so they do not stray to the dark. The next scene shows the Trade Federation in complete control over Alderaan, and a hologram comes up with a hooded figure, asking how the takeover is going. The Trade Federation say they have complete control since the Queen has left. "Good. I will be arriving shortly." The Trade Federation look scared, and start to get ready, for the Sith Lord is on his way. So the scene then switches, and we see the Queen pleading with the Republic to ask for their help to free her planet. But the Republic say they have no army at their disposal. Then she says, "Send the Jedi!" But the Jedi cannot, as violence breaks their code. So the Queen leaves anyway, but Obi-Wan decides to go with her. Qui-Gon tries to stop him, but he tells his master, "I cannot sit by while so many cry out in pain. I also sense a dark presence." Qui-Gon begins to sense it too, and they both leave to go with the Queen. By this point, we will not be seeing Anakin again, because I feel that the Council would take him away and begin his training immediately. So, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, the Queen and her guards head to Alderaan. They sneak into a prison where they find the rest of her guards and civilians. They arm them and plan to storm the palace. They use a secret way in to get through the throne room, but sitting on the throne is a hooded figure, the same one seen in the holocron. This turns out to be a trap, so the Queen runs off to go find the Trade Federation leaders, and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon agree to fight this Sith. He laughs, drops his hood and draws his lightsaber. "You cannot handle a Sith Lord." This is where we get the Duel of Fate scene and a short cut to the Queen taking over the city. So this scene ends with the Queen capturing the Trade Federation. So there's not much difference between the original and mine, except, in my version, when we have the final moments of the Jedi-Sith fight, and Obi-Wan is trapped down a hole, Darth Maul instead taunts Obi-Wan by saying the Jedi are too weak and not worth his time, and he leaves. Obi-Wan then gets out the hole, goes to take care of his master, but it's too late. Qui-Gon is dead. Obi-Wan carries Qui-Gon's body through the palace, and everybody is saddened. We then get our final scene of Obi-Wan at the Jedi Council. Many members of the Council are scorning him for disobeying them, but Yoda cuts in. "Follow the Force and free a planet, he did." Yoda could not have created a better test for him, and grants him the rank of Jedi Knight. And as a Knight, he is given a young Jedi to mentor, just as Qui-Gon had mentored him. Obi-Wan thinks he is not ready for this, but the Council said he is, and he will accept when he realizes who it is. They reveal it is Anakin. Obi-Wan accepts and leaves the council chambers. Yoda and the rest of the members begin to talk. The time they had feared had come. The Sith are rising, and where there is one, more will surely follow. I hope the changes I've made give you an understanding of what I feel would be better for the Star Wars prequels. Well, at least Phantom Menace anyway. Hit like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if there's anything you personally would have changed. And I will see you in the next video.